Sound check, 1, 2, 3. Woo! Hey, hey. Yes, thank you, English. Hello from YouTube. All right. I gotta fix my tabs again. Here's a question. Is there even an option to send audio through? Maybe it's just a restream thing that's all fricked up. Oh, that's a name. I'm going to guess that's Italian. Kleba Vevahu Siosici. Actually, I shouldn't say that out loud. I don't even know what that means. But hello. That's right. Happy holidays. Firefighting mode already. No, I just don't like to see things get out of control. People need to be informed, and it's a huge, huge, huge part of the job. That's you can't just ignore, because we're not just a gaming company. We have people that purchase assets, and I mean, honestly, I wish gaming companies would treat the people who purchase their games as owners and investors as well, because that's like kind of the whole point of why I even made a blockchain game to begin with. I didn't think that we would even make very much money. I think I budgeted like 7,500 for the development and thought we might make like 10,000, and which is like a decent margin for just the games, that we would sometimes make. And yeah, but the thought that people could actually own these even very simple characters and assets was really, really interesting to me, because really all the games that we made were very experimental, where we would just take a lot of them were long shots. um Lightspeed Frontier in particular, I probably invested even more in that game than we actually made back, just because it was like I spent a lot of money traveling around the country and showcasing it, and um, kind of doing all kinds of sort of fun things with it. We even had like a lore / novel written for it and stuff like that. But all that is to say, I really do like dive deep into the like whatever the vision is for the game, even if it's very like pie in the sky. And that's what I've done here with CryptoBlades too. All that is to say, the pie in the sky idea of people being able to use assets forever and earn forever, um, is a very challenging concept that we've had to sort of take. For those that don't remember, Phase 9, the whole kind of shebang there was named after kind of how many attempts at reward systems that we've actually implemented over the past year and a half. And it's not exactly 9, I don't think, but could be a little less, could be a little more, depending on how you count certain variations. But Phase 9 is kind of like, hey, we've really cracked the code finally, and we're going all in on these components, and this is sort of what it's made up of. And there's parts of it that are even still in progress, but it doesn't mean that there's no like challenges. Obviously, if it just ran on its own and we never had to inform players or community members or things like that about things that are changing, I mean, that's not realistic. So here I am. You could call it firefighting, but also it's just a normal part of the duties of having a game where you share ownership with the players. And it's kind of like we're driving the bus, but people are either going to get on the Kroges party bus, or they're going to leave Kroges party bus, and we want to make it a fun ride for everybody. And so that's kind of what we're doing here, is like, let's get together and figure some things out, because it's constantly a work in progress. So that being said, let's keep going through here. Oh, I love these ones. Hello, hello. Yes, sir. We are more than alive. We are still sitting at roughly 50,000 monthly active users across all chains. What's our main priority now from a development point of view? So it's two-part. There's two sides. Maybe there's more. I'll whiteboard it. Yeah, and if anyone knows how to get you guys to hear my music, I'll try and fix that. Oh, I think you guys will hear it after I share my screen, though. To be fair, so. Peace. There we go. Okay. I love this, by the way. It's a lot of great information here. So, on the platform side of things, these are our priorities. And this is a lot of information to try to express in a more easy to consume sort of way. But that being said, it's still very important to have on people's radars. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for everybody here. Is this Sixpence None the Richer? I don't think I've heard this song before. So this is the one side of it. The other side of it is kind of on the just straight revenue generation for the company and rewards accumulation, which means more smart chain integrations. We have Meter coming up very soon. We have some development that we're working on with Scale to get the grants deployed there, as well as liquidity, which we received an additional liquidity grant from them, which is going to help our Scale token price significantly. I think, sort of thinking through this with you guys, a big part of the struggle here is when we're doing so much, getting people informed and excited, and sort of creating these kind of catalyst points in time is, that can be challenging, and we're working on that specifically with on a base level, like outside of like hype, on making sure that all of this information and features and things like that are released with a significant amount of documentation and stuff, which isn't like necessarily like the sexy part of informing people, but very, very necessary. And since we have that, it does allow us to start to create a system of getting people excited for when these things come, which is, I think, the next big part. Getting people talking about it in our community and outside of our community, because people vote with their dollars essentially. And, when, for example, we have this $25,000 that Scale is putting into liquidity for us, that's going to have an impact on the Scale price. When we have the rentals go live, and then now we can finally onboard all these guilds that we've been talking with for ages, like that's going to result in more volume of NFTs being purchased and skill price going up. Like those are the kinds of effects that can be talked about within the community because they're big deals. It's about us consolidating market share. You know, people talk about consolidation a lot of times with respect to like tokens, but we are really consolidating market share. The more projects that fail, which we're not the only ones that are tied to BNB and Bitcoin and ETH and everything like that. Like everybody is really. And so the more of those that fail, the more people that are sort of stranded and need to have some place to go. And they, even if it's earning $1 a day, right? So that's kind of the reason that we're going with the smart chain integrations, the grants from various smart chains that come with that, and sort of why we focus on certain elements of the building out the ecosystem. And that being said, there does need to be more time taken to just revamp some of the things that we have, which I think will be really fun for us to talk about here. So that's a super long answer to that. I'm not going to be trying to not be so long-winded on everything and get to some questions here. My Christmas was really good. There was great, gifts for everybody and pretty low key. Just hung around our place, so we didn't necessarily like go and visit a bunch of family or anything. Just my family, and outside of that, just getting ready for New Year's and trying to keep that fun and keep the kids happy and occupied and spend some extra time with them. We have all kinds of different gadgets and fun things to learn now. My son, we got him a trainer bow and arrow set for target shooting. So he's definitely excited about that. Plus lots of Nerf guns. I feel like that's a classic Christmas present. And then for my daughter, I spent 4 hours on Sunday building a humongous dollhouse. I'll have to send some. I'll send some pictures to the lounge from that. Let's get some of these out there. There we go. So yeah, it was good all around. Oh, here, we can go over prices and help people learn how to read charts. Let's see. sharing. Okay, I think I need to reshare it. Where are we at? There we go. So yeah, as we were mentioning, the price of skill has a significant amount, skill has a significant amount of liquidity in BNB, which means we are extremely correlated to BNB, as you can see here, right? And so because of that, we don't, even if people aren't selling skill, when BNB price goes down, it means that the collateral of BNB goes down. So if I were to whiteboard this for you, so everyone can, because this is a common thing that I can see people don't understand. When you have a pair, okay, I hate this song. I don't even know if I'm sharing my music anymore, but it's a little better. All right, so when you're collateralized, when your token is paired with another token, let's say we have 10,000 skill in this pool. And let's say we have 100 in here. Okay. So we'll start with the basic math, with the easy part for people to understand. That means that one skill equals 100 divided by 10,000 BNB, which equals, is that right? .01, sorry. Okay. And let's say BNB is worth 300. Right, so far there's no mention of skill price because skill price doesn't exist. Skill price exists as a function of BNB times liquidity pool ratio. Okay. And I wish there was math in Miro. It's not. And here's the kicker too, that people don't understand, is BNB also has its liquidity pool, and these are many. This is a simplification. I won't just do the simplified one. I'll do the real one. I mean, not real, but like more accurate. Because this is like super key for anyone who wants to understand trading and why macro analysis is significantly more important than technical analysis, although both are necessary. I said I was going to not be long-winded on this, but I just... Okay. And then to make matters even more confusing, we have all these other little pools, right? Multiple BTC BNB pools. And because this is all on chain, this can all be tracked too, which is great. It's wonderful. But and then a lot of it is arbed automatically by people who eat all those. But what that means is Bitcoin doesn't have a price either, or BNB doesn't have a price either. So you can ignore, you can delete this too and say exists as a function of BTC times liquidity pool ratio. Okay. So now it's getting a little crazy, right? So then we need to say, well, what is the price of BNB then? Well, you got to look at Bitcoin. BTC price, let's just say equals 16,000. Okay, but wait a second. How is Bitcoin price determined? Well, BTC this is where it gets really fun. And we have all of these other sort of derivative kind of things. So now we see, well, actually Bitcoin doesn't have a price either. Bitcoin price is okay, and this is where it gets a lot more complicated. And where I will not go into this time, but I would love to go into more another time. All right, give me a second here. anyways, there's a lot that I could go into over sort of how Bitcoin price is determined, which isn't a here, I'll put a few more things in here just to leave it at that. Okay, so that's where things get a lot more complicated, right? And what ends up happening is every other token is more or less a direct function of Bitcoin. We are even more heavily correlated with BNB, which has its own specific elements within its function of value. Okay. And all that being said, skill itself doesn't technically have a price other than the ratio against BNB. Okay. And so because of that, when BNB, and all that's necessary to see, and I try to just send simple explanations for things, and normally that's not sufficient. But in 15 minutes to go over macroeconomics analysis, this is the best I can do for you. When BNB does this, we do this. It's very simple cause and effect. There are ways that we escape those correlations. And one of those ways is through market making, right? We simply pour money into it. However, that's definitely not the way we're going to sustain ourselves. So what we do is we have other smart chain partners pour money into it, okay? And that is where the focus on smart chain integrations comes from, so that we can continue building all of this without having to pay for all of it. And we can instead take the income we get from these different features and put those directly into rewards. So I'm going to pause on that answer there. And because I want to talk a lot more about the specific features of CryptoBlades, actually, and not just the development of, because that part we talk about a lot. But how about, what are we going to do about reforging? How about, what are we going to do about Gen 2s? How about, what are we going to do about how much it should cost to bridge tokens or to use the DEX? Or what should rewards for people who are kings within the quest system be? That kind of thing, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we can really cover there that would be really awesome to spend a lot of time on with this stream. And I still hope that that was somewhat helpful for people to understand sort of how these macro conditions, what the variables are, and even what the functions are, right? Because you can't necessarily, understanding the variables doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't understand the function that they're a part of, right? Or in other words, the mathematical context. Tattoo, which one? This one? That is my last name in binary. Okay. But I have a couple others. I have a Dune tattoo. That's Maud Deeb and the sandworm in the back. A huge science fiction fan. Do I realize now that we're able to make it huge, like super huge, next Amazon for gaming? That, yeah, that is the intention here. Jeff Bezos famously spoke at a conference about what it was like during the dot-com bubble when everything crashed and Amazon took a 95% hit on their stock price. And he said, like, I know what we're building and I know what our current market share is, and I know where we're going. And he had a very clear vision about what he wanted to create. And that was completely independent of their stock price. In our case, we have to do the same when it comes to token price, right? We're building not just like saying, the next this or the next that. Um, we actually have the tools that people need in order to be successful in blockchain gaming. And so that's definitely the goal. And we're on more of a 5 or 10 year plan than we are on, a 1 month plan. I'm going to keep rolling through questions here. No, the ride is not going to end. No, I'm not going anywhere. None of this is going anywhere. And that's why I want people to join us in that and being excited about this, about what we're building, aside from more than just, great, so you're a trader and some trades didn't go through because you traded a token. I do care. And also that's why we're building in this utility. Because at the end of the day, we're not a security. We are a specific utility token within a blockchain gaming ecosystem. And we're even just about fully in circulation, which is wonderful. So, that's the idea there. That's what we're looking to accomplish. What should we expect in BNB chain next month? Next month, so we're still going to have, obviously a shitload of liquidity in BNB. That's not going anywhere. I don't have exact numbers, but we will publish them ahead of time on, and possibly have some bridging of Gen 2s. I need to run that through my models, but to see what the impact is going to be. But part of the idea is that when we release the scale grants, which I want to happen before the new year, that we would have a nice smooth transition in where people can claim, while also not like, we're not going to be turning off BNB or anything like that. They still want to be doing a lot of things with us, just maybe not at the level that they have been, which means that people who absolutely don't want to leave, or who let me put it this way, and this helps to have the whiteboard too. When we have different farms, and we put a certain amount of tokens in there, what that means is, because again, it's a function, the earnings are a function. Sorry, this is, I know you OC people with who struggle with my, that's it. So if we have something like this, we end up distributing roughly This doesn't include the Valor farms and stuff like that too. Like this is just for the sake of example. Okay. So here's how it essentially will work. Is some people will say, I have some extra money. I am going to stay here in BNB and farm, even after the, let's say the multi-farm goes down lower because we're getting less incentives. Those users move over to scale. We also move some of what we were putting into BNB over to scale. So I'll write that out so it's absolutely clear. And I'll also talk about this. And these aren't the exact numbers. Like I said, I need to run the models. I need to see if we're going to be moving or adding the Gen 2s to bridging. All right, so this is a key part of it, that also when users inevitably, as we would expect based on the models, to move over to scale, that we would also redistribute skill there too, okay? And then the difference here essentially is 1.5 skill per user per month. And this is, again, like high level, not exact numbers, but the idea is that there would be a lot more skill that's deployed here to overcome the gas fees, to the point where the idea is they would earn a little bit more profit because they have more on the line, right? They're paying more in fees upfront. So there's a higher reward because there's a higher risk. Versus here, there's no risk. There's no gas fee. You're just earning skill by clicking, which is awesome. But that's sort of how naturally users will distribute themselves. Okay, so when skill is taken from one place to another, people will move on their very own. And so that's in general what you could expect. And also, as I mentioned, it's not going to go down to nothing. There will still be plenty of skill there. It's just a matter of, for the people who stay, similarly to what the case was in prior to the BNB event, where it's kind of like a more for whales, I guess you could say. And the other question I think that comes up with this is, BNB earning formula. So currently, high power Gen 1 earn 275 to 425% more than level 1 Gen 1. We still need to look at if that's good or if it needs to be increased even more. Like, I'm not inclined to think it needs to be increased more, because I think that that's a pretty big amount of earnings. but I think it just needs to be seen from, and we can adjust it. So let me even just, this is the sort of initial bias. That it doesn't necessarily mean we need to absolutely adjust that, right? It is, they earn significantly more. And this still needs to be modeled, but it is one of the options that I will be modeling. So what that would mean is if we have currently 16 cents per fight, and this is just an example, 16 cents gas offset with up to $0.04 in power offset or power earnings, right? The amount that you earn based on your power. And after the equipment manager, if we're down to, let's say, 12 cents, then we can do a 12-cent offset and up to an 8-cent in power earnings. Okay. And what that would allow us to do is, again, this is being considered. This isn't something I'm 100% on. I'm looking forward to hearing people's thoughts on it. But because this goes into effect at the same time as EM, we end up not having to distribute more unclaimed and more pressure on multipliers, skill price, failure. Instead, redistribute gas savings in a way that benefits new players by allowing them to stay profitable while also giving more earnings to higher level players. Okay. So that's the initial proposal that I'll post this in the Discord for people who aren't on the chat. But that is one idea. Did I answer the question that I was originally? What can we expect in January? Okay, so yeah, I mean that's a little bit about what we can expect in January. I know I'm like literally 40 minutes behind on questions, so I'm gonna like try and bang bang boom boom all the way through. Oh, I love these ones. Mad YXW, come to the Discord. Send me your address. We'll we'll get you sorted out. We'll figure out what's going on there. We'll figure out what you made, what you lost. Is it too hard to build the DEX? The issue was in the initial approach that it's not that we're starting from scratch or anything like that, but I wasn't happy with it. I'll just put it that way. And I have proposed a different solution. And it will help with issues down the line because we can create like a multi-chain DEX essentially because we own all of the bridging and everything. But that's, yes, long term, it's going to be like multi-chain, but for GameFi projects and with the fees going to our rewards instead of going to Binance, who owns multi-chain. Well, we do have an econ team, and we did include members. And in fact, the numbers that people came up with for the altered Christmas event were OGs and mods. They came up with all of those. Go back a few minutes. We're actually the exact same as BNB because that's what our liquidity is based on. Exactly. You guessed it. When BNB goes up, we go up. Simple as that. Hey, welcome. No, not yet. I haven't gotten a new tattoo in probably 10 years. I guess my dream is that all of the blockchain games and even Web2 companies moving into blockchain gaming would be able to see the benefit of not having to reinvent the wheel and being able to use all of these tools that we have made freely available to them, which we have like a significant amount of partners that we're onboarding now finally into not only into our services, but even into scale, which is really cool. And that people can see the benefits of gas-free blockchain gaming, that they can see the benefits of ease of movement for their NFTs and tokens, and have, tools that are built specifically for GameFi instead of having to use PancakeSwap and instead of having to use OpenSea, that we can have tools that are actually fitting the bill for GameFi. And that's what we're building. NFTs are certainly not securities. 100% not. They're not even on the radar of the SEC. And not on the radar of SEC, but they're not even factored into the securities discussion at the moment. It's not killed by the multi. It's actually the same. It's the multiplier affects everybody equally. I do try to put them on the screen when I answer them. So, but yeah, I mean, there's people on Twitch, there's people on YouTube. And I'm finally up to speed. I'm finally back up to the beginning. This is a really great question. In fact, I would love to have some input from people. We've considered a few options that I'll kind of whiteboard here. One of them is isn't Rain here? Isn't that Rain? By the way, when I say peg, I'll just even remove that. Really, what I'm talking about is that it's got the same relationship between skill and valor as skill to B and B, essentially, or skill to B and B as valor to skill is really what I'm saying. Good question. Valor isn't the only token. So there's a few different things here. Like, some people have suggested that we just distribute valor and not distribute skill, and that skill is actually used for all the transactions, and that valor is used for earnings. But then what we're left with is something similar to this two token model in other games where it's perpetually fucked. Put it simply, and that's not what we're looking to do. On the other end of the spectrum is what you're saying, which is and by the way, it is a simplification, I guess, that if we were to distribute valor, but valor had other benefits like what you're saying, it could possibly work. The issue there is where does skill come into play? And maybe skill would be maybe Valor would be the CryptoBlades game token, and Skill would be the ecosystem token. I think that's valid, and I think that we could evolve into that, where Valor is the token that's used specifically for the rewards, and then Skill is used for all of the different fees on Bazaar Marketplace, on purchasing Launchpad allocations, on using the token bridge, on using the NFT bridge. That is probably a better option. Sorry, this is like, why is this shaking? Oh, I think my dryer is running and it's like making this thing go nuts. All right, well, sorry, it's just shaking. Don't know what to tell you. Just checking on my messages. Cool. All right. So I'll put that in here as we're talking about it. Oh yes, Eagle-Eye Cherry. It's a good one. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. No one ever tells me anything. Take me away. I think that'd be good. That'd be a cool option. Another thing I've talked about in the past. Chat. Looking for some numbers, sorry. All right, this is what I was looking for. So part of the idea here too is to actually tie in added benefits for either accumulating the unclaimed or actually even accumulating the valor, right? Wallet valor, unclaimed valor, and giving benefits within the game, even similar to what is already in our Hello Next about sort of progressing through various different sort of checking off different boxes throughout the week or throughout the month. And when we say activity, that could be everything from doing things within the entire ecosystem of the game, because that's what we want to be promoting, is that you should be doing raids from time to time, that you should be leveling up your quests, possibly even that people who are kings within quests would get higher earnings in Valor or for their Gen 1s for skill. Those are some of the ideas that I think that will be implemented. I can say that for sure. It's more a matter of what parts of it and how much power they will have. But it would essentially be like account bound in a way, where it would be based on your wallet's activity versus based on your character's activity. So that's the piece that I wanted to add in here as far as the overall vision for it, and kind of what we want to prioritize on the actual game side of things. Thanks for your patience there, waiting for that. Let me get back over to what we got here. Yes, you could actually unstake his skills. So one of the things that we need to get off of the previous implementation of the DEX, which should be in the next day or two, I think, based on what or I'll even just say this week, because I don't know the exact numbers or the exact timeline, but getting the skill tokens and valor tokens off of the DEX, and then creating a liquidity pool of RG and skill so that people can decide how much they want to actually be swapping for too, if they want to just be purchasing RG or even selling RG. And then, of course, that the RG tokens would then be traded in order to unstake, which is what we're in the process of getting upgraded into that contract. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that maybe we would, the pegging in a way would be for pegged it to the 1-to-6 to 1-to-7 ratio, which is, again, it's kind of arbitrary. Really, that's only meaningful in terms of B&B gas fees, I would say. So how do we factor that in? Where would we want to keep that? The transaction fee, I'm inclined to agree. I also need to model that too, because I'm not sure that the effect is all that meaningful, especially if we have our own DEX. But the holding period for bought valor is part of what I'm suggesting would benefit the wallets in this kind of fourth bullet point of the vision area. That purchasing valor would actually give benefits within the game or ecosystem. This is definitely a big enough decision that we would put it to the RG token holders to vote on. And we would also have models to provide them with an informed decision so we could actually see what the effect would be. Because yes, it would push people away. And we need to decide if that's what we actually want to do. Days of sailing, give away your tears. There's some interesting thoughts here that I can definitely get behind. I don't know that I exactly understand what you mean about not earning skill but souls. I do understand what you mean about souls being sort of a currency to increase the value of the NFTs, which is really cool, and would work more. It would work better in a scale ecosystem because of the gas free. So there's some things here that are pretty interesting. So noted. Tag pinned noted. Thank you for the suggestion there. Noted. I'm actually just going to start putting some things in here like, all right, as of the 12/28 stream, this shit needs sorting. So now is the time to actually like give me your, we don't have to come up with the solutions, but we need this shit needs sorting list. Make sure it hits Kroge's ears. That's what I understand from what you're suggesting. No, the ball is worth the price, is worth the price that I would pay. I actually do have this on testnet. I think if we made quests that were more, so what I don't want to do about increasing the amount that the rankings, the number of rankings is what I don't want to do is nerf people who have a lot of kings by making it so they get the same rewards by. I think we could do it if we came up with some more lucrative quests. Like just keep the quests. I think we could do it with something like this where like maybe if you reset back to peasant, you could go through again but have like better chances of getting the more awesome quests by ascending, right? Like the kind of classic model there. I think that could actually work pretty well. Or we could just add higher than king, but then it still just flattens off eventually. So there's two options there, essentially. With the equipment manager, one of the ideas is that you could combine a bunch of junk into like an actual piece of armor or something, and equip that for some benefits. I'll put that in the ideas bucket just to make sure it's put somewhere. Thirst. Get up that ground, never let it down. There's some RNG there too. I want to add. Yes, they make 0 cents, and also sometimes there's just not going to be amazing free stuff. But maybe we can make it so that it's actually useful. How's that? Maybe. I need to look at that and model it.
I wanted to get back to how we used to have it.
I can't do that. Sorry. Just make a MOBA, MMORPG with dragons, and it would fix everything. No, but we actually, I'm advising on a MOBA, and we are going to have some CB NFTs in that MOBA, which would be pretty cool. So it's not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll take a look at what's going live with the equipment manager. Let me actually check the GitHub. Good day to me, good day to me, a good day to me, my favorite girl now. My sisters and my brothers, living like no other, oh, my favorite girl now. What I'm trying to find is if we're having sorry, I know I'm not speaking in full sentences here. Just trying to see if we're having any of that in the initial release. We weren't initially planning on it to get this thing out, but things change. All right. Yeah, we will see. I will let you know if there will be a reroll. I think there was one that was going to be planned. I'm not sure if that's what that looks like right now. But you're right that it is something that it is. I mean, one thing we could also do is just boost the unclaimed. Roughly by the amount that people would usually swap to get a higher win rate. Okay, thanks, English. I know, I just looked for like 5 minutes for probably no reason. It's not only going to be in the liquidity pools. That's not what I meant by that. It will be traded in and burned permanently when it's traded in for the skill. So I will let you guys know as soon as that is live. Equipment manager is basically inventory screen. But yeah, I would love to hear what else you guys think. Well, actually, is Advo on here? Otherwise, I'll just grab your stuff and put it in here. Okay, but really, did nobody see all of the action figures I put in my daughter's house? Let's put some of these ideas in here for triage. I think this is pretty reasonable. Cool idea. Essentially a multi-farm for Gen 2 to Gen 1 soul. I like that. This can actually be done literally today. Yeah, right. And that's already the case. This is already going to be the case for sure. So just covering those because I think there's a lot of good stuff. Robo voice. La 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 la. Test test. Cool. All right, guys, hit me with shit that needs sorting and ideas. Let's just get some more in here. Yes, that is part of this. How's that? Oh, we just put that into shit needs sorting. I have heard you. All right. I'm going to get some more coffee. Can I expect to come back to some more shit needs sorting from you guys that you guys have known about or heard about or agree with, and also ideas that you guys have known about or heard about or agreed with? I really want to get some of these things actually into our GitHub issues. So help me with that, okay? Beady beady boop bop bop beep boop. Be right back. All right, back. All right. Coin flip your unclaimed earnings. We do actually have a lottery ticket out there that would be very similar to this, but coin flip is another way to go about that. I don't know how many people would actually do that though, but it could be good. Key boxes can be used in CryptoBlades too. There's no reason they can't. And shields and trinkets do have equipment manager pieces in effect there. They do earn roughly like 300% more already. And that's one of the things that we can see if that needs to be increased. But the proposal for that is that when the equipment manager goes out, that we can significantly adjust that, which I will move into this shit needs sorting. Yeah, I'll just move this in because, well, it's there, and I put it in Discord. But that's directly related to what you're talking about. And thank you guys for joining in on this. It's really cool to be able to collaborate with the community on some really important changes to the game. I like this idea. Stake scale, that could be part of the ecosystem thing I'm talking about with Valor, but I'll just put it in the ideas anyways. Well, I will. Well, I will. Sorry, I just have to say this. Bitcoiners shouldn't be celebrating MicroStrategy buying more Bitcoin. Okay, well, fuck you guys, because based on this that everybody now knows about, everybody should be rooting for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin price goes up, BNB price goes up, BNB price goes up, scale price goes up. So yeah, we want people to buy Bitcoin. All right. You get the option to lock up % of your claimed earnings after claiming. You have to claim with this at least every 2 weeks and up to 1 year to get the maximum bonus and unclaimed rewards. If you want to keep the maximum bonus, you just keep locking up X% after claiming. This wouldn't be an obstacle to new players like pure skill Valor staking. Yeah, one-time bonus that you keep as long as you do X. I like it. Or not, it doesn't have to be one time, but I would even add that to the shit needs sorted thing about already got a ticket for it, but can't say it enough. And by the way, the bounty system is back online. If any of you guys want to earn some money by contributing any of these, as a reminder, all of the bounties need to be approved ahead of time. We don't just take random pull requests, but if you have something that you want to tackle, we're going to create the issues. You guys take the bounties, you can submit it. When it gets approved, you get paid, yada, yada. Edith has actually been doing quite a bit for us, and it's been really helpful. So would love to have some more actual code contributions as well. Shields to raid rewards. Cool. I love this outlook, and it's exactly the way that I approach things. Is we need to keep the chains, company, the players, and the traders even. We need to be taking time to consider all of them, and that's the challenge. That's the balancing act. Yes, bounty is for devs. It'll be fun to go through the Hello Next and highlight some of those that haven't made it to issues yet, but that we want to bring into issues. Angels in my earth, never gonna back in line. Yeah, there's certainly some premium features that we could possibly do there. I'll just put premium features. I can't necessarily, I mean, we can discuss the specific implementation of it here. But the thing is, we even have our own CB tracker. Edith has the CB tracker. Anyone else can make a CB tracker. We want to keep people coming to our stuff. And I think that there's some benefits that could warrant a subscription. Yeah, maybe even some tools just to make things a little easier. Advo, screw you. Yeah. You guys. All right. Yeah, I think premium subscriptions for tools might be a pretty good one, possibly. One that I can get behind. But I am interested in the raids and PvE suggestions. Even though this is old, that's very much okay. I had multiple people tell me that CryptoBlades is a miracle because we actually survived the death spiral, which is true. I like this. I'm just going to take a part of this and put it into the ideas part because I like that. Turn it into a true lottery. It's going to be great for the people who went to B&B and started leveling up their characters. And this is exactly the kind of reason we want to show people that people who follow the XP boosts are going to get tons of more rewards over the long term. And yeah, this is exactly the whole idea is we could have a shitload of skill tokens into the reward pool every day. Do something like this. I like it. I like it. So this is the battle pass idea, which we already have a feature for, essentially. But I'll keep going down here. Yeah, where essentially if you do a certain amount of tasks, you get a certain amount of NFT bonuses. Could exist as an NFT. Lock XP, unless you buy a certain pass. I'm going to put this in the idea because, hey, why not? Yeah, like a dungeons idea, definitely. We don't necessarily need a new game feature right now because we have so many and we need to make those ones work well. But I'll put it in the ideas because that's the whole point of this. I'll call it a cooperative play because that's kind of under the I'll clean some of this stuff up too. Pretty face. Sorry, give me a second. It was Independence Day. Are you freaking kidding me? Spending unclaimed on character XP? Cool. Yes, that is the idea that is on the screen right now. That somebody posted about just adding the lottery into raids, not creating a whole new lottery feature. I think that would actually be quite interesting and quite good.
Misty, do you want to see us?
Hello, come here. Come here. Yeah, you. Come. 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 Come here. Come here. Look at this dog. You think some... Come here. Why are you so skittish? Come. Where are you going? Oh my gosh. I can't even get him to come onto the screen. He's just walking away. I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. Yes, that was noted. Yep, I put that on here. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I think it's really cool too. I'm glad that there's some good when I'm as excited about something as the community is, because a lot of times I have to sort of even sometimes act in like contrary to what the community wants, which is at times just more earnings. But when there's a really good overlap like this, I think that's really cool. So I think that's something that'll get shortlisted. Yeah, the unclaimed on experience would help the multis a lot for sure. My life is sure not so an angel. Of that I'm sure. You're beautiful. Sorry, I'm struggling here with my phone. Yeah, for sure. And this is actually what junk could be used for, too. That there could be some enchantments that are given, and especially trinkets, I would actually say. Trinkets are there's going to be trinkets for weapons, trinkets for characters, burned into them. Yeah, and some pretty sick benefits as a result of that. So I would say this probably falls into the trinket category. But I'll make a note of it just so that it's clear. And imagine if you put like 5-star trinkets into like multiple NFTs and just had a character just buffed out like crazy. It'd be awesome. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like adding more utility to these is the way to go, aside from like giving them away, essentially. You know what's funny is like the infrastructure play that we've made in the past 18 months requires significant amount of development time and work. And the vast majority of these are like tweaks that can be done in like very, very quickly. So it's interesting to sort of hear the player excitement to development time ratio is really, really high, really good, a really great ratio. Arb our dev time a bit better to get more player excitement, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah. That can definitely go up, especially if there's this lottery element. I think a lot of people would do that. I mean, I'm feeling excited. I feel like I've arbed my, excitement well here. We gotta document that though. Here we go. I wish this would tell me when it's at a perfect circle. Maybe it's because there is no such thing as a perfect circle. Right? Because it's still pixels. There we go. See? Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's kind of where some of this is the tuning and tweaking of the specific CryptoBlades gameplay isn't always creating ways to manage these different things would be really ideal in a more automated fashion, I would say. So that's also what I'm kind of hoping to improve. Yeah, more like get these. I mean, I know we have a ton of players that are developers who would jump at making some of these smart contract adjustments that are fairly simple. I could even do some of them myself. Some of them are just even numbers that can be configured by one of our admins, which is really cool. We have quite a cool admin panel. Like our tooling is pretty good. It's pretty cool. And I think that could actually even be a part of what we even start to license to other people as our tooling. I mean, I don't think it's against the law for me to show you guys our. Have you guys ever seen the admin panel? You do a great job. That's for sure. How about I keep CryptoBlades profitable and keep your characters growing and keep the whole system humming, and you can take your payments in unclaimed or claimed skill. Yeah, there was a project that we were working with. I think they folded, unfortunately. Well, they might not have, but they were going to do some lore. Yeah, let me give you guys a little guide of the admin panel. I think it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I mean, awesome. Oh, and I was even going to go through a lot of this too. Who is this person again, though? Do you guys know what they're are they still around? Mythical Pets. Oh, I like this one. I think this is Groshmax. That sure is. Yeah. Yeah, I do really like this system. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna go through this in a little bit more depth. But Groshmac, thank you for this great suggestion, by the way. Well, we are going to revisit. Ooh, big naked dude. Very nice. All right. All right, you guys ready to see an admin panel? It's pretty nice. Oh. This is the shit that is super annoying that still exists. Oops. Oh, fucking. Sorry, I was doing visibility and. All right. Yeah, so this is the admin panel where we can adjust quite a bit of these different things. All different kinds of quests that we can adjust. Dust supplies. Pretty sure. Oh, yeah. We also. Oh, yeah. Blacksmith, I think, is where. Here's our partner vault and treasuries. Various settings. So there's a lot more things that we could add in here to make it a little bit easier versus not requiring smart contract updates. But again, it's all a work in progress. But there's quite a lot here that we can be doing, which is really neat. And some deck stuff. For weapons, yeah, the Reforge, that, and there's actually more that can be done in BSC scan too. But this is just really neat because it's some cool tooling for our guys and gals to get some set up on their own. So anyways, I just thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the space system, you guys should definitely check it out because I think that this would be a really great addition. Yeah, never give Java access, right? I think maybe 2 or 3 people. And not everybody has access to everything, kind of thing. I like it. I like your... So yeah, if we were to kind of take this list that we have and focus on what's the... Here, let me put something together here. And I hope this is interesting and helpful for you guys. I find this incredibly helpful to just have this feedback with the community. And really anyone who's not here and wants their stuff to be heard, we'll do this again. But also if you're simply not chiming in and if you're one of the louder complainers, there's definitely people I'm thinking of right now that aren't here that should be choosing not to. But that being said, yeah, there's some really great stuff here that you guys have come up with, and these will get prioritized and put into GitHub issues and get tackled. Some of them maybe even by bounties. The shit needs sorting is kind of like the high priority stuff. The ideas is kind of like the hey, wow, this could have a really immediate impact, positive impact. So think of it like, another way to put it is in the finance world, there's usually 2 sides to things. Revenue preservation, which is essentially like reducing expenses or reducing the loss. And then there's revenue generation, which is like obviously creating more demand for the thing that you're trying to sell. And both of them need to be factored in here, right? So there's a really nice diagram or a table for triaging stuff like this that I use. The matrix. Right by the sound. How many whiteboards do I have? Lots. Too many, honestly. My whiteboarding tool of choice is this. I have lots of stuff in here. What is this one? Oh yeah, this is my make things grandma friendly. Some of our business stuff. I know you can't read any of that, but I'm just sort of, it's kind of my, oh, I was playing some chess. This is my, I try to plan out my week. This is my weekly planner. This is me doing some business area process improvements. Me doing some code walkthrough. What is this? Oh, this is me taking some notes on a textbook I was reading. Here's my notes for an investment pitch I did. Something in progress there. When I read a book, I usually try to mind map the things that are the important ideas. This is a software development book I was reading. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. There's other digital stuff I use. So it's kind of, so I kind of have like a lot of different little tools I use. All right. But yeah, this is a good tool. It's called a pick chart. It's just a good tool for like understanding where to start with different stuff. So yeah, we'll spend the next 10 minutes here just kind of placing some things in the on the chart. Sorry, my kids are still home from school. If you can hear them in the background, they're not going to hurt anybody or you, unless you ask for it. song. It's a feel-good song. Just a solid tune. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. No, wait a second. Okay, do that. This, grab that, pull it this way. G-Man, what do you think of Five for Fighting? Honestly, my challenge is not analysis paralysis. Well, sometimes I guess it is. Usually it's the opposite. I focus in on things pretty deeply, and it means other things kind of can sometimes get lost in the shuffle. But I have a lot of really, really, really smart people around me that make sure that in general everything is moving forward nicely.
Violet, come here, sweetie. Oh, you just woke up? Did you just wake up? Oh, here we go. She has a big, big head.
Hi, Violet. You want to say hi? No? You want to go back to sleep? Always good to just get some good dog rubs, especially when you're working hard. All right, go to sleep. She sleeps about 20 hours a day. There she goes, off to sleep. We are shifting into sixth gear. No, like I said, a lot of these are very simple, to be honest. And that's what I want to share with some of these things on this payoff to difficulty thing. Yeah, her head is twice as big as mine. She's a massive head. She's a big, big girl. She's a great, great dog. I'm going to do something like this. I just want to, it'll be easier to add them to the pick chart. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I know. Sorry, guys. I should have put them into a table, but you can triage a lot faster this way. All right, King Quests. Adding new quests is a bit, I think that's got some smart contract work. I wouldn't put the payoff terribly high unless Kings were totally revamped. I'll maybe put it like here. Baylor, huge payoff. Few challenges. Bridge junk is already on testnet. Fairly low payoff, but low difficulty. Four, keep quest ranks going, ascending in prestige. Again, I don't know how high the payoff is, but I know it's not terribly difficult. I'll put this similarly. High payoff, low difficulty. High payoff, low difficulty. Granny friendly. She's been waiting for. Yeah, and these are all, the reason none of these hit kill is because they're all really actually quite important. Meaning, like, this kind of proves the accuracy of it. However, it does actually help us determine what should be prioritized. How do you position yourself in the P2E? Oh, yeah. I mean, let me share something with you. I got to figure out how to like anonymize it, but I don't know how to fix that. But we have like, oh, leads. Oh, yeah. Okay. What are some insights? That's what I'm looking for. So this isn't completely, this isn't a complete view of our, but yeah, see, this is just one pipeline. I know you can't see what I see. I'm just trying to. Yeah, sorry, I'm not good enough to. I had Eric on this, I could get a little bit better insight into what I'm looking for, but for just one of our products, this is what our pipeline looks like as far as how we're moving different game projects through and the different game projects that we're currently in talks with to integrate our services. So yeah, we got 70, 80, we got just over 100 game projects here in various levels of commitment to our different products and services. This doesn't include other sorts of partner pipelines that we have moving forward. People that are interacting with us in some way, whether that's like wanting to partner with us, or we don't do like the co-marketing thing. We basically just only do sales. But yeah, so it's like constant. I get like probably 15 messages from different companies per day. It's just that not all of them are like qualified leads. Like they're not all like going to make us money or benefit our players or benefit our company. Usually it's just us benefiting them, which we don't move forward with those. Oh, you mean that it doesn't cost stamina? Yeah, that's different. Hi, Violet. So Violet wants to be part of the stream now.
Yeah? You tired? So sleepy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We do a lot of this. No, this is full time. Yep. Yep. No, this is not a side hustle. All right, so continuing on with triaging how we will focus on this stuff. It's going to get a little bit tough to get this to match. So I'll just do this. Big pain, but This one should be pretty easy, actually, with quite a bit of money involved. I'm going to put it there because we do need some front-end work on it, but it's not super hard, though. That's a 12. Fine junk. This one's more of a long-term, but super beneficial. 14 we already did, so... Bonus souls to knights. I don't know what the payoff would necessarily be. I'm going to put it down here. I think this one's a kill for now. Doesn't mean a never, but it means a not now. Because I just don't, there's a difficulty barrier there of doing some extra smart contract work. It's essentially a new feature. I don't know that we have the capacity to do that right now when we have a lot of other low-hanging fruit. It's compared to what, right? Compared to things that are just configuration changes. So 17, that's like not only possible, but I would say necessary. I'm going to go very high payoff on that. Also necessary. Ooh, there we go. Actually, this goes over here. This is like bang, boom, beam, like do this. 19, I'm going to go kill because we actually would need to make a new feature for that, and we already have it in raids. So it's not that it won't happen, but I think that we're going to do it in raids, which we'll get to down below. 20, I think, is going to be a kill for now. It doesn't mean never. It just means we would have to do quite a lot to bring in a non-ERC 20. Don't know that we're going to do that in the near future. I would put this as like pretty far this way. There's obviously smart contract work. The payoff is not super high. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I totally screwed that up. There'd be a lot there, but I agree that adding more benefits to shields would be pretty great. $22 is probably going to be a kill for now. Stake scale, get power capped. I think that would go into the challenge, but that might go into the implement. I think that's a challenge because that's going to be smart contract work, completely new feature. Have to do all of the economic analysis on it, but I think that it'd be very beneficial. $24, it goes kind of into the faith system. I put that in like the challenge area. Shields increase raid rewards. I might go into the 25 as we want to keep things going with raids. $26 is kind of battle pass-esque, but very high payoff. I would agree. 27, I'm gonna go. Like I think that should go into the implement. 28, I'm gonna go into kill. There's too much analysis there. Not a never. It's just a not now. $29, burning the trinkets into everything. That's implement. Type something. Type something. So what this means is prioritize this further. So you start with the highest payoff, lowest challenge, essentially. I think it'd be like okay, that's too freaking annoying. We're just gonna go with this. And just like that, we've done some basic evaluation. So, too small to read. Well, let me fix that. Challenge is a high payoff, and high payoffs is what we're all about here in the crypto space. So you could argue that payoff possible should go above challenge, but I would say actually it would probably go more like that, the planet. And then the possible is more evaluated a bit further. Like, yes, it could be some low-hanging fruit, but doesn't necessarily mean we should devote our time to it when the challenge stuff is going to take longer usually. So maybe we should actually be focusing on that instead, if that makes sense. All right, let me just kind of do this a little bit for you. So, I mean, I know it's still small. And I'll put all this out there for you guys too. Great, great. Yeah, I put them into Discord as well. Yeah, 28 I think I put into kill. Yeah, 28's a kill. Yeah, we can't have any lack of respect, can we? All right. Well, I will have the team work on getting some of these into more specific specs. Come up with some timelines for them. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it too. And like I said, some of these that are especially on the high payoff, low difficulty, really, really good stuff. I think it's going to be really nice for us to have some of these changes implemented. So thanks for working on this, everybody. And, hopefully when people see what we've come up with, just in the, in a matter of a couple hours, they'll be pretty excited. I mean, we went from some really, really in-depth macroeconomic discussion here. Talked about what to expect in BNB chain in January. Talked about the BNB earning formula proposal. We talked about some Valor tokenomics. Talked about shit that needs sorting and ideas. We triaged those and we came up with a list for us to actually get it implemented in short order. Yeah, right. 28 can be replaced by a fee. That's exactly right. And we already... Yep. So wonderful. Thanks so much for everybody's contributions here. We have a lot of work to do, so we're going to start getting down to it. And I will talk to you all later. So if anything else comes up, throw it in the lounge. All right. Thanks, everybody. And Violet says goodbye. Right, Violet? Oh, so sleepy. So many wrinkles. All right. Later, everybody.